Hey James, I came across your channel on YouTube and I'm curious if a single ex-Scientologist out there is willing to discuss Project Stargate. I was shocked to read the entire Jim Marrs book, Sci Spies, and never once did he mention Puthoff was a Scientologist. I found this out from a separate blog. Apparently, all of the Sci group is a bunch of Scientologists. Why is Tony Ortega pretending like Scientology doesn't have tech or the ability to infiltrate or control any government intelligence operations? Is Tony Ortega the same guy from the back page human trafficking scandal? I don't buy the whole cult front at all. Okay, Amy, let me just say this really bluntly and clearly. Please don't believe everything you read on the internet because you're reading things that are just fantasy. First off, I mean, Jim Marrs, definitely very, very debunked. Pro-Scientology guy, worked for the Office of Special Affairs, or at least wrote articles for Freedom Magazine, let me put it that way, and was very much in line with the Church of Scientology, which should tell you a lot about the man. And if it doesn't, and if you think that some random blog on the internet has all the skinny on this, no, they don't. When I first got out of Scientology, or when I first got out of the Sea Org, and I was still felt like I was a Scientologist, and I went down that internet rabbit hole and found out all the facts about all this, I've mentioned from time to time that I ran into websites and information that was not true. There was conspiratorial information out there, especially like the Psi group stuff, or the CIA having secretly taken over Scientology in the 70s and replaced or got rid of L. Ron Hubbard, installed David Miscavige as the nominal head of Scientology, but really it's all the lawyers who did the restructuring in the 1980s who run the church now, and they really, took the whole thing over, and David Miscavige is just this sort of figurehead. I mean, I've read all this crap, right? None of this stuff is based on anything called like facts or evidence. It's pure conspiratorial theory conjecture. And I am willing to take that on. I'm willing to say that that is just absolutely how it is. David Miscavige is not a CIA plant. The government did not take over Scientology in the 1970s because they learned that Scientology has aligned truth about remote viewing or telepathy or telekinesis or any other ESP nonsense. None of that is true at all. There are no special abilities that Scientologists have that other human beings don't have. L. Ron Hubbard died alone in hiding from the law, a complete and utter failure at his life and everything he tried to accomplish with his life. That's the truth. So that's why your question to me and why is no one taking up Project, what was this, Stargate? Is because it's nonsense. That didn't happen. None of that's true. You see what I'm saying? None of it is real. So, there are people who come out of Scientology and use what they learned in Scientology as part of their conspiracy mindset that they got in Scientology from L. Ron Hubbard, probably, as I've talked about at length. And they keep the conspiracy theories going, and they incorporate, all this other nonsense into it. And Tony Ortega isn't pretending anything. Tony Ortega presents facts and evidence and information from people based on their testimonials. That's reporting. That's journalism. That's what Tony Ortega does. With the vast majority of his reporting on Scientology. Your ad hominem attack on him is just really kind of lame. Tony Ortega has personally broken more stories about Scientology than any other single person I know, and has dedicated more of his time and effort to getting the truth out there about Scientology than almost anyone you will meet anywhere. So I'm not really going to pay any more attention to your ad hominem attack on him than that. So that's my answer to your question. I'm sure it won't satisfy, but that is my answer.